Welcome back to Conversations. I am Dan O'Donnell, and I'm joined by Jason Red Arnold, who's someone just like you or me. Someone like you or me who watches how government operates at the federal level, the state level, the local level, but has never done anything about it until now. Red, you're announcing your candidacy to run for the Republican nomination for the 21st Assembly District as a Republican, trying to fill the seat vacated by Mark Honadell, who left for the private sector. Why are you doing this? You don't have any political experience, never run for office before. Why now?
Well, the old adage, if you want something done right, you have to do it yourself. Basically, you listen to the radio, you watch the television, and kind of like a armchair quarterback, you can sit there and scream at the screen, or you can get in there and do something about it. With my experiences in public speaking, is putting things together, planning, problem solving, it dawned on me, well, you know what? If no one else is doing this, and I have the ability to do this, might as well do this. And this opportunity came up. I was actually going to look for running in 2014, but this opportunity came up, and since this is my hometown, here we are.
Okay, so what is your profession? What do you do for a living?
My wife and I are working on starting a media company, photography mainly, web design, that kind of thing. I have most of my background is in automotive. I got a degree in music, did some DJ work, karaoke. I still do some voiceovers here and there. But mainly my background is in automotive, and I tried to transfer to IT. That was a more lucrative field, something more along the lines of networking, problem solving, that sort of thing. And then my wife decided she wanted to start this business, so we've been pretty much full force trying to get that off the ground.
So you're an entrepreneur. You're someone who has extensive experience in the private sector. Are you sort of modeling your candidacy off of Senator Ron Johnson, another guy who never had any political experience, never had any real political aspirations until he saw what was going on in Washington and said, look, obviously I'm going to assume that Senator Johnson has a little bit more money to self-fund a campaign than you do, and I mean that with no disrespect. Senator Johnson is a very wealthy guy. But do you look at him as sort of the model for yourself as a what I'll call citizen politician?
Yeah, and that, I guess, would be by default. I've actually been looking at this for a number of years, and quite frankly, I would be apprehensive to vote for a 20-something. Youth is something that is generally equated with an experience. And that's not necessarily the case, but if I would look at somebody in that vein, why would other people not? So I realized that was a challenge there. But, yeah, absolutely. And I guess a good mirror would be the movie Shenandoah, where James Stewart's character says, well, this isn't our war. This doesn't concern us. And finally it gets to the point where he says, you know what? Now it concerns us.
Right.
We've reached that point, and here I am.
So what ultimately was that point? What motivated you to get involved, to get into this race?
Well, believe it or not, it actually was a little bit difficult to make contacts and finding out, who did what in the party. And it was kind of a luck chance that it happened. And I managed to make some contact with some people, and they liked what I had to say. So I was going to run for the 2014, and like I said, this came up, and I went to school with Mark Honadell's daughter. So it just kind of all came together at once in sort of a random chance luck variation draw. So it was going to happen anyway. It just so happened that it happened like this, and it happened sooner than anticipated, which to me is a good thing, I feel.
Red Arnold is joining me here on Conversations. He is announcing his candidacy for the Republican nomination for the 21st Assembly District. The primary going to be October 22nd, this special election that Governor Walker ordered November 19th of this year to fill this seat being vacated by Representative Mark Honadell. You can find out more information about Red and his candidacy at voteredarnold.com.